that is the first reason you're paying us, is to take all of that market research away from, late night Google searches and put it on us, right? So
Yeah.
everything you just said, we find out.
Hello, and welcome to our Aligning Life and Wealth series, where we're making money mean more by aligning it with aspects of life that matter most. We're interviewing what I like to call our life experts, from health and leisure to home and security. Their services have a great impact on the lives of many. I'm Michael Conway, President and CEO of Conway Wealth, and today I'm excited to introduce to you Tom Paolella, owner of Car Concierge Plus. Hey, Tom. Great to speak with you today. Thanks for visiting with us and looking forward to the conversation.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Michael.
Oh, you bet. You bet. It's an interesting topic, and we'll talk about it today, as I just got a new vehicle that you guys helped me with. So we'll unpack that. But let's kick it off with what inspired you to start Car Concierge, and also how has the company grown since you did start?
Yeah, so I started Car Concierge Plus 2012, so about 13, almost 14 years ago.
Okay.
Um, I have been a car geek ever since I was a kid. Some guys, people can rattle off Yankees batting averages. I was always like the car junkie of horsepower and gas mileage, and I can't fix a darn thing. But when it came to, my dad and I would go to the New York Auto Show every year. Like, I was just kind of obsessed with cars. And uh, the reason I started this business is because I had a lot of family members that were in the car business. I've never been on site at a car dealership. I've never sold cars, but I had a lot of uncles who were GMs and general sales managers. So over Thanksgiving dinners and Christmas Eve dinners, I would hear a lot. And having gone through the process myself earlier on in life and seeing my parents get frustrated and coworkers get frustrated,
It's a
um,
terrible experience.
terrible, awful experience. Like, everyone works so hard and saves their money and does right to be able to afford a new or slightly new car for them. And
Sure.
it's a dreadful process. So I started this business to level the playing field between the buyer and the dealership. Um, and in terms of growth, I live in central New Jersey. I thought it was going to be a little local New Jersey tri-state area thing. But it has grown nationwide. I mean, gasoline has been on the business. We have now had clients in every state, including Alaska and Hawaii. We do everything from Bentleys, Rolls Royces, Lambos, all the way down to used Toyota Camrys for kids for high school. So it really runs the gamut. Every day is completely different, which I love.
Yeah, that's amazing. The experience of going to a car dealership, sitting there for hours, haggling, then the ubiquitous, the sales manager or the salesperson goes to speak with their sales manager, right? There's this big powwow about, I don't know what the numbers are. And then they say, yeah, we can't get there. And it's not a good
And
experience.
it's a very antiquated process. It has not really evolved over the last 40 or 50 years. So many other industries have progressed, and customer service has progressed, and the use of AI has the car buying experience really it has remained flat and even more frustrating now with the use of technology for some folks.
Yeah. Yeah. So, can you walk us through how your service works for someone looking to either buy a car or lease a car?
Sure. So people can reach out to us either by email, by cell phone. They can reach out to us via one of our social media pages. We have an initial phone consultation. You get a live person. It's either myself or one of the guys that work for me. And we really take pretty copious notes where we talk about your needs, your wants, make sure your budget aligns with those needs and those wants. So someone may say, I'm looking for a first car for my daughter. It has to be an SUV with all-wheel drive because we live in Vermont. It has to have safety features. Our budget is $20,000. And then what we do is we will send out a contract. There's a flat rate. It ranges anywhere from around $625 to $750. So it's an approachable amount for most folks. We have a lot of single moms, working teachers. It's an approachable amount to not only save time but also money. And then after that initial consultation, we send out a contract. If they want to move forward, they sign it, and then we start the research. And that research involves copious amounts of data research and market research. What I tell people, Michael, is if you use certain adjectives when purchasing a car, you've already you're behind the eight ball. I ask people all the time, they're like, oh, I think I got a pretty good deal, right? Think doesn't exist in my world. Or, oh, I feel like it was pretty good. Like think, feel, want. Those words are not, I'm a very finite person, right?
So, so Tom, to that end, how do you know the numbers and what you're saving on the vehicle so you obviously know the industry intimately, but that's a big deal, right? Because someone
Yes.
that is not doing that every day, what is the dealership making? What is the real cost of the car? Like, hey,
Yeah.
that's a big deal.
That is the first reason you're paying us, is to take all of that market research away from, late night Google searches and put it on us, right? So
Yeah.
everything you just said, we find out, okay, the market value for a BMW 3 Series in California is way different than it is in Tallahassee, Florida, is way different than it is in Rhode Island. So the geographic location comes into play. You also have to know, how is the brand doing? How many 3 Series have they sold in, California versus Rhode Island versus Tallahassee? There are so many factors. And then it gets down to the nitty gritty. Okay, the MSRP, the suggested retail price. A lot of people will just make up an offer, kind of like they would on a home, or this isn't like an online bid. The offer that you make should be so aggressive and to the dollar, because exactly, like you said, here's what the dealership bought it for. We know inherently and through research, we know there's $2,000 of hidden dealer cash that they will never offer up. So it's a probably 17 or 18 step process to get to what I call our CCP price, right? And that is the target price. So that has developed over the years. In 13 years, I wasted a lot of time with back and forth negotiation. That doesn't really happen anymore because our research skills have gotten
So
so.
so you're able to quickly get to
Yes.
this is the number.
Before I ever pick up a phone or my team picks up a phone, we know what that target price is. And that is a price that is going to make them so uncomfortable. But eventually, one dealership will say yes. It may take 6 or 7 calls. And we guarantee in writing that that price is something that our consumer, our client, will never get on their own. And this sounds a little marketing-y, but it's true. It's in the contract. I mean, you saw it. We
Yes.
guarantee that when we bring you the final price and we put it in writing, it's the lowest price you're going to get. And for whatever reason you don't think it is, and you want to go out and shop it around and try to beat it, and you do, we will give you your money back. And we've had,
Gotcha.
not Michael, 9 people in 13 years ever beat the price we gave them. That's a true stat.
Wow. Okay.
I'm super proud of that.
Yeah, that's cool. My next question is, and I'm going to preempt it with my experience, but clients describe their experience as the easiest car buying experience. How do you ensure such effortless service? So, my experience in using your service was pretty effortless, dealing with one of your representatives, and a few phone calls, a few conversations. One of the really helpful pieces, I kind of had an idea of what I was looking for, so it narrowed it down. But there's like everything in the United States that you can get it in 70 different colors, and oh, you want wheels with that thing, and
Right.
and all of the extras. Your representative was able to walk me through. Do you want this? Tell me what you're trying to. You don't need that. You don't need that. This you might need what you've described. So great experience. The other thing, I did save several thousands of dollars. Never had to go to a dealership. So pretty pumped about that. So I'll throw that to you after my
Yeah, no,
experience.
and thanks for that, that first person account, because it's the type of thing that a lot of people be like, I could do it myself. Why would I hire someone to do it, right? Um, Once we have someone go through it once, so we have one family. that in the last 13 years, they've used us 27 times. No joke. Mom, dad, three kids, grandma, grandpa, aunt, cousin, all within the same neighborhood, and they've used us multiple times. But um, we do a lot more listening than we do talking, and we know the questions to ask. And at first, they may seem a little probing, but they get to that result, like you said. So if someone says, "I'm looking for a Chevy Suburban," you would automatically assume, okay, they have a larger family. There's probably children. There's probably pets. We ask all that, right? Because, a lot of people don't know a Chevy Suburban won't fit in their garage. And if you live in the middle of Montana and it is sitting in your driveway, do you really want to be shoveling your Suburban out of several feet of snow on a weekly basis? So something like, well, have you considered a Tahoe, which is just sort of a shortened version, and we kind of send them the specs and say, here's the length, here's the width, it'll fit in your garage. But we do a lot of listening, right? A lot of people don't know the details. And you have those sort of ancillary things, the color, and I want heated seats. But a lot of them will say, I have a first time driver, or we have a lot of clients with special needs. We had a woman, excuse me, in Maine a few weeks ago who had severe arthritis. And she couldn't control a lot of the knobs and dials. So a touch screen for her in the course of the conversation became one of those paramount features that she never
Interesting.
knew she needed. But as she was saying, I can't turn dials and I can't. So we really do a lot of listening. I swear I'm going to write a book one day because there are so many, life-changing moments where people find out they're having twins and they need a car, or whose 80th birthday and they want to surprise their dad with the Corvette he always wanted in the driveway. Or, there's some a
Yeah,
little,
I haven't gotten one of those from my kids, so
the kids need to step up their game a
yeah,
little
man.
bit.
Yeah, come on now. Hey, how do you, what makes your flat fee pricing different from how other services and or dealerships work? Because that's a pretty unique. I assumed when I started working with you, well, the upfront's low, so they're probably making a vague somehow they work out with the dealership or whatever.
No.
So
So when I started this, so the term auto broker has been around maybe like 20 years. So when I decided I was going to start this business, I did my market research to find out, okay, who is doing this successfully, who is not doing it successfully. No offense, I love the boroughs, I love Brooklyn, I love Queens, but a lot of those auto brokers have terrible reviews. There was one gentleman out in California who I modeled my business after, who was doing everything right from what I saw. The difference is between us and some other brokers, we kind of flip the script, is that we don't take a dollar from any dealership to incentivize us to use them. It's called a bird dog. So a lot of brokers will double dip. They will get paid by the customer, and the dealership, their local Ford dealership, will also incentivize them. So I'm a very morally sound person, but how do I know I'm not going to get lazy and just use the dealership down the road that keeps giving me kickbacks to send them there? So that was kind of how I level setted this whole business, is that we don't take a dollar from a dealership. We work solely on behalf independently of our customers.
what's the one tip you wish every car buyer would know that could save them time, money, or stress?
Research, research, research. This is not, if you're out shopping with your loved ones on a Saturday and you say, oh, it's nice, there's a Lexus dealer, let's just go pop in and look at a car, and maybe you're already behind the eight ball. It is amazing that people will do nights and weekends of research on a Ninja blender for their smoothie, or for an e-bike for their kid, or for these silly items. They'll do countless amounts of research, but then they'll just pop in and spend $50,000 on a Saturday. So from everything that I've seen, the person does not, most consumers don't either have the time or the inherent knowledge to know where to look or want to do the research, because again, it should never be a live negotiation. You should have the price that or ballpark is going to be the lowest price you're going to get. And if you walk in with kind of an open checkbook, they're going to take advantage of that. And we're not talking like Okay, I spend an extra $10 on, a smoothie or something. Like we're talking thousands of dollars of hard-earned family money.
I remember years ago, I was at a car dealership and I was doing the dance and the negotiation. And some woman sitting on the side who was waiting for a sales representative, when my sales representative walked away for a second, she leaned over and she said to me, "You can actually negotiate the price of the car?" In other words, not even a clue that that was an option, some folks.
Yeah.
So,
And the price of the car is just the beginning, right? Our
right.
service is all inclusive. We negotiate the price, we negotiate the interest rate. People don't know these little. So if you've done your work in life and you have a 750 credit score, you get approved for a certain rate. Dealers are legally allowed to add 2 basis points to your rate. And people are so focused on the monthly payment. And I understand the monthly payment is what comes out of your account, but the
Sure.
selling price of the vehicle is the most important thing. So let's say okay, Michael, good news. You got approved for 4.9% and you're ecstatic. Little do you know, you really got approved for 3.1%. They're legally allowed to pocket that extra 1.8%. That goes pure profit to the
Wow.
dealership. And then
Wow.
there's all we negotiate the price of tire and wheel packages, and if you want an extended warranty, or if you want ding and dent protection, or all those other things a lot of people do like getting, we save people thousands of dollars, because once you walk into that finance office and that door shuts, you're then kind of at the mercy. And I'm making there are very good dealerships out there. We have our database of use as many times as we can in green. We have our tab of yellow, like use them only if, we get a little desperate. And then our red, do not ever use again, come heck or high water. There are really great dealerships that we've established relationships all over the country that we rely on, and they know how our business works, and they know one misstep or one mistreatment
Yeah.
or
You go
one
to the next.
flub of the numbers intentionally, and we just never use them again. That's the beauty of this business, is that we're in complete control of where we buy and who we buy from, and that's what our customers really appreciate.
That's awesome. Talk to us about what trends are you seeing in the car market right now that buyers or sellers should know about? Like what should we or our viewers be aware of that's happening?
So the hot topic obviously for everyone is tariffs right now, right? And I have given so many countless hours of free advice and free research, and it has always come back to me in spades, especially during COVID. Even returning clients, I proactively said, don't buy right now. Let's wait another 6 or 7 months and you'll be able to save. That sort of not grabbing the dollar in front of you. That is
Sure.
the mantra of our business. It has always come, this is a relationship based business. So, with these looming tariffs, and who knows if they're going to hit, this has nothing to do politically. If they do actually come through, and that could be August 1st, that could be September, it could be 2026, whenever and whenever, if they do hit, it is going to disrupt the car market like we haven't seen before.
Mm.
Lexus, using them as an example, they're getting very shrewd with their marketing. If you go on many Lexus dealers' website now, you'll see pre and post tariff pricing on cars. And we're talking a Lexus GX that's $80,000 will be $96,000 post tariff. We're not talking a few hundred. We're talking, I have a little chart that I share with my clients. At the highest is around 24% increases. And then at the lowest is Tesla and Jeep, which is around 4 or 5% increases. And everything
Wow.
else is in the middle. So if those tariffs hit, it's going to not only impact new car sales, but pre-owned car sales and pre-owned car prices are going to skyrocket too, just like they did in COVID, because everybody can't afford the brand new $96,000 Lexus is then going to transition to maybe a 2 or 3 year old, a pre-owned one.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Do you offer support beyond the purchase, like insurance,
Yes.
warranties, or delivery?
So we don't offer delivery.
Okay.
We are, again, unlike many other brokers, and I'm not here to throw shade on everyone because I stay in my lane and I know how our service is different because our customers have told us. When everything is set up, I find your car, we negotiate the price. you have everything in writing in my little color coded OCD email. So there are no mistakes. So you'll know exactly before you step foot on the dealer's lot for the first time what you're paying down to the penny. We are also on call the entire time. You have our personal cell phone numbers. You're not getting an automated system. So if anything is different than what is in my little color coded OCD email, they know that they're going to call me. We have it pre-set up. You're going to be at the dealership from, 1 p.m. to 2:15 p.m. And my clients can call me with any questions, good, bad, indifferent. Hey, I know I said I didn't want tire and rim insurance, but they're offering it for this price. Do you think it's a good deal? So we are on call the entire time, which does not happen, in this business very often.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's true. And again, I've experienced it myself. Can you share a memorable story where you helped a client find the perfect car or navigate a tricky deal? You gave a couple of examples
Yeah,
before, but I'm sure
I
you
have a
have.
good one. One is near and dear to my heart, and the video is on our Instagram page. But um, I'm actually going to get a little emotional.
Oh boy.
So this young kid, he was 16, turning 17. Sorry, and
Mhm.
his dad was going to buy him his first car, like a pre-owned SUV. His dad unexpectedly got sick and passed.
Oh
And the
boy.
mom reached out to me kind of in a tizzy and said, my son is turning 17. My husband was supposed to take care of this. I don't really know about cars. They had a somewhat limited budget. Can you help? And we found him his car. It was
Uh,
it was so exciting to watch this kid get behind the wheel. The mom took a video.
yeah,
We have stories like that. That one
that's
is a little
amazing.
sad, but then we have, for example, we just had one. Actually, it's up on Instagram right now. A
Right.
daughter, a young woman worked so hard. She's been killing it in her life and career. She just bought her dad outright a brand new orange Jeep Wrangler. Her father, his entire life has been talking about not just a Jeep Wrangler, but a bright electric orange Jeep Wrangler. It was his dream car. I sent her the link to the bow for Amazon. She stuck the bow on the Jeep. It's just, there's so many special moments that you're part of in people's lives where, and it's a car. It's not a surgical diagnosis, or I'm not a surgeon delivering good news, but this is how I get to do a little bit of good in the world. And, I have to send 3 kids to college. I can make a living doing it. It's kind of a big,
Tom,
win-win.
you need to do family counseling. I need you to visit with my children and coach them on what's possible. All right. They're not getting the memo on that. All right. This is awesome. Anything else you want to tell us before we wrap about your services or business?
No, I just want to say that this is not some bougie elite business. I mean, as a car guy, I love my Lambo clients. I love doing fun Ferraris and Bentleys and Rolls
Sure,
Royces, and
sure.
I love those. They're special for me. I also love doing classics. I've sourced probably 1,000 classic cars for folks looking for very, very specific makes and models. Um, but really, this is a service for anybody and everyone that either doesn't have the time. They have the knowledge, they don't have the time. They don't have the knowledge and don't want to be taken advantage of. When I started this, naively, or a lot of people said, oh, this is going to be a very gender based business, right? Uh, 13 years later, I would say about 83% of my clients are men. They're
Mm.
just, they're guys who are very secure. And, I have investment bankers, I have Fortune 100
But
CEOs who
again,
like,
it's a service. You know how much time it takes, and people, they're going to soccer games on the weekend or trying to
correct.
relax. You going to a dealership when you have to go, either you're going to buy it or lease it, and spend hours on that precious time on a Saturday. Not a thing. Not as far as I'm concerned.
And
So
for me,
so
it's really, and like I said, that kind of money back guarantee, which sounded a little infomercially in the beginning, but when people realized, like, this guy's for real. Like,
yeah, yeah.
when we bring you that final price, we are so confident that we'll put the money you gave us behind it. And that has, for a lot of people, that's sort of it eases their mind that what's the worst that happens? He gets me a ridiculous price. And if I don't think it's the best, I beat it and he gives me his money, my money back.
Gotcha. Okay, as we wrap here, a pop quiz for you. So have you ever heard of an aerial atom?
Of course. Oh, of
So
course. They
so
are. Yeah.
yeah, I've been in those several times down at a racetrack, and it's most people have never heard of them. So
I was
I
going to
it's
hope I hope you were going to say a racetrack and not in the New Jersey roads here, because
no, 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 no.
it's a
That,
it's a sp- it's a special car.
it's
My wife begrudgingly still loves me after 17 years of
there
marriage,
you
but
go.
I
Good.
go out on the weekends and test drive everything under the sun, so I'm able to give
Sure.
folks my honest opinion. So, the Ariel Atom, the Ineos Grenadier, that new awesome looking SUV.
Yeah, yeah.
There's some really special cars out there, but
So
yeah,
so let's wrap it this one then. So you have to pick one car, one fun car. What would it be?
for me,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
do
just
I,
you love that car.
do I have to take a family into account, or this is
No,
no?
this is you. This is you.
So I am a big Aston Martin guy. I like understated elegance. So I would
Okay.
not go, but I need a V12 in it. That is the must. I'm not going to go Lambo. I'm not going to go Ferrari. I'm not going to go Porsche. I would get probably an Aston Martin Vanquish, or I would get something that it would have to be British racing green with peanut butter interior. Like I have very specific taste. If
Yeah,
money
I
was no
think so.
I want something that's like unique to the market, unique to me. I'm not
Yeah.
going to be parked at a restaurant and see seven other of them. So it would be just any Aston Martin, as long as it had the V12.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. Well, listen, Tom, this has been amazing. We thank you for your service has been great. And we thank you for visiting with us today and spending some time here. So great to see you and hope to talk soon.
Thank you, Michael. Great chatting with you.
Yes. Thank you for joining the Aligning Life and Wealth series and for the impact you're creating by allowing people to best align their life and wealth through Car Concierge Plus. You can find this video along with the rest of our Aligning Life and Wealth series on our YouTube, LinkedIn, X, and Facebook.